Hey Aries, welcome to your love reading for September 2020. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and yes, of course, Venus as well. We're setting the intention for Venus. I just want to say real quick for those of you who are new here, if you are sick and tired of love readings and you just wish that all of us YouTube tarot readers would get a life and stop reading about love, that all we do is read about love, because I get those comments on my love videos a lot, I want to let you know you came to the right channel. You just clicked on the wrong video. Okay, every single week I do a forecast for every zodiac sign that is everything other than love and romance, career, finance, spirituality, healing, whatever spirit wants to talk about. But once a month I focus on just love, and that's what this is here. This is a September love and romance reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and of course Venus. So without further ado, my darlings, those of you who are here for the love, who are here for the romance, we're going to see what's happening for you guys in the month ahead. Okay, my dears. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So first off, what do we have here? Bump, bump, bump. We have Four of Angels. It says rest. Okay. Sometimes Four of Angels, or we know this in traditional tarot as Four of Swords, can even be kind of like a retreating, like needing some time, needing some space. Aries, I feel like you've chosen to forgive somebody, but I feel like it's taken you through the ringer. Okay. When I see Four of Swords, it's like somebody is mentally and emotionally exhausted and you just need some time to be alone, rest, you know, kind of find yourself again, find your connection again. So when we're in this Four of Angels energy or Four of Swords energy, meditation, prayer, anything that we can do to soothe and comfort ourselves is very, very helpful. Okay, this might be a good time for things like, you know, aromatherapy or, like I said, meditations or yoga or spending time in nature or taking long baths or sea salt baths or things of this nature can be very, very helpful for a lot of you in the coming weeks and months for you guys as you're kind of processing or releasing. The green in this card is really jumping out at me. And green is the color of Archangel Raphael. And for those of you who don't know, Archangel Raphael is the angel of soulmates, the angel of true love, the angel of healing, okay? Also the angel of travel. So for some of you, you might have all of that involved with this person. There may be travel coming up ahead with this person. There could be some distance issues or long distance relationship that you're kind of working out. And there might be some time apart from this person in which you're going to have a chance to just kind of regroup, regather yourself, get your strength back, kind of find yourself again. I feel the reason why you're so tired, Aries, is because I do feel this could be someone that, like, they're kind of new at love, or they're kind of new at letting somebody in, or they're new at this type of relationship. And so you're like, look, it's not up to me to show you the ropes to, like, you know, you got to figure some of this out on your own. So I also feel there's like this part of you where you're stepping aside, where you're like, hey, look, it's not my job to raise anybody. It's not my job to teach anybody. So, you know, like, you got to kind of figure this stuff out, right? And so you're just kind of resting and recuperating here. And like I said, there could be, for some of you, it could just be like time apart, because sometimes the Four of Swords can be time spent away from somebody, like a temporary, you know, somebody's traveling for work or somebody's got to go be with family for a bit. There could be some time apart. I do feel for some of you, Aries, I'm going to be very honest with you, and don't panic, because this is a general reading, so it's not going to be for every single one of you. I feel for some of you, a relationship is under question because of a potential relocation. And you're feeling like, man, oh man, what do I do, right? Do I stay here with this person, or do I relocate where I want to go or where I want to be? Right? Or are we just going to have a long distance relationship? And if we have a long distance relationship, is the relationship going to, you know, be able to stand up through that distance? So some of you might be taking some time just to clear your head so that you can make the decision about what you want to do. But I do feel there's like distance and relocation and travel that maybe is a factor for some of you in your love life in September. Your next card here, Aries, is the Awakening, Major Arcana. So when the Major Arcana cards come up, if you don't know this, this is something I talk about in my readings. So if you're one of my regulars, you've heard me say this. When the Major Arcana cards come up in a reading, it's telling me, the way that I read, that the situation we're reading about is coming into a very defining moment in your life. Like, it's a very significant time. It's a very significant energy here. Okay? And so you're finding yourself in a situation where your angels are around you, your guides are around you. Like, something is being learned here, something here. This is defining you. It's a defining moment. And in a love reading, when the Major Arcana cards come up in a love reading, it tells me that you guys have a contract. You guys have an agreement that you are going to meet in this lifetime for a specific reason. And depending on what the Major Arcana card is, it tells me what the contract is. Aries, you have a big decision to make here. You have a very big decision to make. Because the 20th Major Arcana card, which is the Seers of the Awakening, is the Judgment card. Okay? And for those of you who don't know, the Judgment card is a card about, yes, awakening, waking up, but like looking for purpose in life and wanting to do something more meaningful. Oftentimes when the Judgment card comes up in a love reading, it tells me one person is waking up and the other person is not waking up. Like, they're not ready. And you had the realization. Remember how I was talking about how, Aries, you're like in this energy where you're like, oh my gosh, it's not my place to wake anybody up. Like, it's not my place to teach any. Like, they got to figure it out on their own. I can't teach them. They got to figure it out on their own. So you're already coming to that realization that this person's not waking up or this person's not getting it. And you're faced with this difficult decision because it's like, do I slow down my life and stay in this relationship, or do I part ways and go in the direction in which I'm feeling called? That's the decision you're having to make. That's a challenging decision. Now, I will tell you this. I feel like there's a lot of passion behind this Judgment card energy. And when I say passion, I don't mean romantic passion, but I do feel like you have a lot of passion for what you're wanting to do in your life, and you're wanting to kind of find success because you're wanting to use that success to pay things forward. I heard the word philanthropy, so some of you might be maybe feeling like you want to go like in a philanthropy kind of direction, and you might even be coming into success. And you might feel like your partner or your love interest is in this mindset where they're thinking about really flashy things that they want to do with the money. And you're like, well, I want to go help orphanages, and I want to go, help, people who are struggling, and I want to go, help schools, and like, you might have all these things that you're thinking that you want to do, and the person's like, oh my gosh, we're gonna go, like, fly on a private jet all around the world, and there might be a difference in this way, and there's nothing wrong with either one. There's no judgment. If people work hard and people do what they want to do, and people can do whatever they want to do with their money. I'm not saying one is right and one is wrong. I'm just saying that you might be feeling like you're dealing with someone that you feel like their priorities are in the wrong place, or their priorities are not aligning with your priorities. And so you're having to make a decision here. Aries, you might be feeling in some ways as if this person is maybe kind of holding you back, okay? And you're having to make a decision about what you want to do. Your next card here is Seven of Angels. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Very interesting. It says progress. Okay. Seven of Angels is going to be what we know in traditional tarot as Seven of Swords. So as you're taking this time away and as you're taking this time apart, I feel like this feeling that you have about, oh, I don't know if we're on the same page, I feel like that feeling is becoming stronger, because this says here progress. So if we were going to take 7 of angels, which would in traditional tarot be 7 of swords, if we were going to think about the progress aspect of 7 of swords, that would be kind of like you're not putting all your cards on the table, you're not telling everybody what you're thinking, and you're just kind of going along with your plan quietly. And you might be planning a very quiet escape, or you might be keeping your business ideas and dealings to yourself because you're trying to make sure this person wants to be with you for the right reason, and not because they're looking at you and seeing big giant money bags, you know? So you might not be sharing everything, right? So if we talk about progress, you might be quietly making your progress. You might be hiding your progress in some way. Traditionally, though, the 7 of swords can be seen as we're dealing with somebody who's a bit of an opportunist. Okay, we're dealing with somebody who is looking at us as a way to get ahead, or they might want to be with us for very selfish reasons. And so I feel as you're kind of having some distance from this person or some time apart from this person, I almost feel like spirit keeps nudging you like, hey Aries, remember that one time when you guys were at this one place? Remember what they said to you? Do you remember what they said to you? Or do you remember the look they had on their face when you were talking about, that job that you were doing, or, how their eyes lit up and they were asking all these questions about, like, payment and stuff? Like, I almost feel like spirit is like nudging you like, hey, remember this? Hey, remember that? And so I feel like a lot of you are beginning to like kind of come into an awakening or a realization also about the character of the person that you're with. Okay, I feel like there's a difference of character here. And that's not to say, like I said, that one person is better than the other person. But this is the decision you're going to have to make, Aries. I feel like you're dealing with a person that there might be a very strong past life connection. There might be strong feelings. There might be strong attraction. You may genuinely, sincerely care for this person, and they may care for you. But the character and the priorities are on 2 very different levels. And the decision that you're going to have to make is if you want to accept that or not. Because what the cards are telling me right now is you might realize they haven't woken up yet. And Spirit is letting you know, if you choose to stay in this relationship, what you have to know, they're not going to wake up in this lifetime. At least not at the level that you have. Like, you're like, well, maybe they'll catch up to me. But anytime they catch up to you, you're going to even be at a higher level. You guys are not going to match up in this lifetime in terms of awakeness or in terms of being on the same level. So that's something you need to take into consideration. Can you accept that? I can't make that decision for you. It's not my place to tell people to stay with someone or to break up with someone unless there's abuse. If there's abuse, get the heck out of there, right? But other than that, I can't tell someone to stay or to go. But this is the decision you're realizing, Aries. You guys just are not on the same level. You guys are not on the same awakening. It might even be an intellectual thing for some of you too. You might be feeling like you all aren't aligned intellectually. And so like you're having to make a decision. But I do feel that if you stay in this relationship, you're going to have to find yourself slowing things down a bit, right? Kind of like, so as not to leave this person behind. Or, you might also kind of not want to have a lot of, and you might not want this person involved with your finances too, I feel like, for some reason. So like if you all do stay together, right? Or if you do move the relationship forward, you might be of the mindset where you're like, well, I'm going to keep our bank account separate. I don't want this person to have access to my bank account because they're way too frivolous with their spending or whatever it might be. I feel like there's certain aspects where you're drawing a line or you're staying within certain limits because you're feeling like this person cannot be fully, completely trusted with your business dealings or with your with your finances. I feel like there's like a sense of like caution in that area as well for some reason. Again, this is a general reading, so that might not be for every single one of you. So don't hear that and freak out. Your next card here, Aries, ooh, is the beginning, initiation. Okay, so this is another major arcana card, right? So a lot of you are going to jump ship. Okay, a lot of you are going to jump ship here because you're wanting to go in a new direction and you're wanting to experience life in a new direction. The Fool card can be really changing course, where like you're kind of doing a 180. And you could be making decisions and choices that don't make sense to a lot of other people. Hence that Seven of Angels, where you're making progress, but you're doing it quietly. You're not telling everybody your plans because they might not get what it is you're trying to do or what you're up to. Okay? The best way that I can explain it is, as someone who worked in the legal field for 10 years, I worked with lawyers. I wasn't a lawyer, but I worked with lawyers and stuff. And I quit that because I wanted to go on a spiritual path. And people were like, what are you doing? Are you nuts? Right? Like they didn't get it, but I felt very called. I felt like this is what I feel called to do. This is what I enjoy doing. And this would just feels right to me, right? So you might be going in a direction that it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. They're like, what are you doing right now, Aries? Like, what are you doing, right? But you feel very pulled or you feel very cold in that direction. I also feel, Aries, that there's some changing or some shifting that's happening for you because Spirit might be aligning you with a different kind of soulmate or a different kind of person that might be like for this next stage of awakening that you're going through. But this might be a person who's very different from what you're used to. Very, very different from what you're used to. And maybe very different than your usual type. So you might be going on this new path and this is how you're encountering this person. Because in love readings, for me, the Fool card can indicate someone that you have a soul contract with, where you guys come from very different backgrounds, or just it's not your typical type and you're not their typical type, but there's a pull. There's like this, like your souls recognize one another and you feel very at home with them. So it almost feels to me, Aries, like for some of you, you're leaving one relationship and you're just focusing on these goals and these ideas and going in this new direction, and you're very unexpectedly, much sooner than you anticipated, meeting somebody new or getting involved with somebody new. For other ones of you, you're in a situation where you're just, in general, you're just choosing yourself. You're choosing yourself and you're going towards your dreams, and you might kind of slow down a relationship, and you might take that Four of Swords approach where it's like, well, I got to go here, I got to travel here, I got to travel there, or I got to focus on my studies or whatever it might be. So there might be some distance between you guys where it's like this pre-breakup, right? Like you're kind of like, you're building up to the breakup, but it's like you're breaking up in stages. And one of the first stage for some of you Aries might be that you're taking a step back and you're focusing on yourself, right? But that path is leading you to this higher vibrational soulmate. For some of you, it's going to be instantaneously. For other ones of you, you're doing it like a gradual breakup, but that path is leading you to the person. Okay, so you're upgrading energy here. Again, you might want to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some people really swear to watch their Venus sign when it comes to love. If you're not sure about your planetary placements, you can definitely check out you can check out Truly Divine. They have very helpful, very detailed astrology reports there. I'm not an astrologer. A lot of times people email me and they ask me to, help them figure out their planetary placements and explain what it means. Guys, I'm an intuitive reader. I read intuitively. I am not an astrologer. I do not want to give anybody incorrect information. But if you click on the Truly Divine link, they have a lot of different like natal chart analysis, love and relationship compatibility, and they're offering you guys unlimited 30% off as many reports as you want off their already very reasonable prices. with the Angel 30 discount code. So you can check that out there. If you want a reading with me, I don't read through the Truly Divine site. I'm not an astrologer. I don't read for them. I do intuitive card readings. And if you want a reading with me, you can click on the Calendly link to schedule a private reading with me there. Now, my dears, my darlings, don't forget every month I do give away a free 30-minute reading. I pick one winner from Instagram, one winner from Facebook, amethystangellight, and one person wins the gift, the giveaway for the month. Every month it's a different gift or prize that I give away, and one person wins the free 30-minute reading. I just go through the likes and the comments towards the end of the month, and I choose a winner from the likes and the comments. And I pick a winner from Instagram and a winner from Facebook. And so one person will win the free 30-minute reading and one person will win the giveaway. So if you want to check out the daily messages, the card of the day, and the pick a card game I post there, do check that out. Hi, gosh, and don't forget every week I do readings here on this channel that are not about love and romance. So check those out as well. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Have a wonderful month, Aries.